The Dove Network welcomes you to the following presentation of Double Dropkick Podcast.
Yeah, baby. It's Tuesday night. Double Dropkick night. Live right here on the DAV Network for the last time on a Tuesday night. As you all know, we are making a move. Our last Tuesday night show. We will not have a show next Tuesday. So don't fill my inbox up. Hey, where you at? Where you going? What's going on? No show next Tuesday after our last Tuesday night show. We do have a special episode between now and the 22nd, which is our first Saturday show with Wrestling World Express from Instagram. Big time guy on Instagram. Cool dude. We'll have him. Tonight we got the the figures championship belt guru, guy that makes some unbelievable stuff. We're going to check him out tonight. We've also got a special guest host for tonight. We shipped, I think Ethan got caught by ice earlier today. So he is on his way to Guantanamo Bay. How are you guys doing? Welcome in. Gonna have some fun tonight. Gonna chat with a cool guy. And we got some scammer stuff to get to. Got some hobby stuff. Picture of the week, as well as a belt consumer alert. The last month, been getting a lot of messages from folks about, they didn't know that they had to order this part from the maker or this part from the maker, and their belt showing up without this part and didn't have this, didn't have backing, didn't have a tip. Got to pay attention. Some of those guys aren't always trusting in your box, and a lot of additions, a lot of stuff that you got to pay attention to with that. But as you know, I'm KEV Kev. Welcome into tonight's great and fun show. Hey, if you're following me, if you're not following me, you need to be on Instagram, Double Dropkick Podcast on Instagram. Even though I'm not a big fan of Instagram I'm always posting on there every day. It's like a NASA exam. I told our guest earlier in the back room, in the green room, that it's like 15 things just to post one picture that you got to go through. But hey, follow us over there. We give away stuff over there. Double Dropkick Podcast on Instagram. And hey, over on X, follow us there as well. DDK Podcast on X. DDK Podcast on X. We have a fun time over there. And check out our guys that support the program. C4 Authentic Belts, the only one partner with Crumrine, the only ones to ever do it, to bring you the exact Silversmith family that did the original at Crumrine Jewelers. That was the Ortiz family, the C4 Ortiz Authentic Crumrine. Check them out today over on Facebook. And as well, make sure to check them out online at c4authenticbelts.com. Colin is the owner, is a great guy. He is going to be on the program as well in a couple weeks. We'll find out all the new updates, all the new goodies going on over at C4 Authentic Belts. So check them out. C4 Authentic Belts, taking you back to like it's 1986. Make sure you check out the guys over at Spanning the Globe Podcast every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, on the Wide World of Belts YouTube page. Mark, Andy, some guy named Richard, and Ben Walker from CPB. Check them out every Thursday night. They do a great job over there. Spanning the Globe Podcast on Wide World of Belts YouTube page. Also, check out custom championship figures. Since we're talking about figures tonight, check out Championship Figure Brothers. It's a good group. It's got about 400 members, and these have a whole lot more because they did a great job. They do a great job at running championship belt, Championship Belt Brothers on Facebook. So it's the same people doing the Championship Figure Brothers. So check them out over there. They do an awesome job over there. And check out all our cool reviews on the channel. We have a very cool time and a fun time at that. Hey, our guest has pulled up to the DDK studios. We're going to get him all in the makeup room, get him set, and get him on here in just a minute. But first, I need to bring on my guest co-host for this evening. Many of you, when I bring him on, they're going to be like, who the heck is this guy? There he is. Richard, the Warden Ward. What's up, buddy?
What's up, everybody?
How you doing, man?
What's going on? Hanging in there, man. Hanging in
got
there.
Got your new belt day? You had your new belt day last week?
Yeah.
Still liking it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love this thing, man. I love it. Came out really good.
Yep. So you recommend him?
Yes, definitely. I got him working on 2 more belts.
Okay, what's he going to work on?
I got him working on the Moose X Division TNA title and the TNA tag team titles that the Hardys have.
Oh, okay.
And I got the World Heavyweight Championship coming this week, tomorrow or Thursday, I think.
I need to get some TNA belts, man. Their belts are looking fabulous. Got to get some of those. Also, got to get our guest. I need some figure belts too. I get in and get us some figure belts. Let's welcome in everybody tonight. Hey, Andy Bulger, how's it going, buddy? Welcome in. Good to see you, Christopher Rains. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in, man. Hope you're doing good. Yes, we are. Max from MW Belts. What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Working on some leather and ready for the show. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. That belt looks a little dangerous there in the picture. But you hit somebody with that thing. That wouldn't be one you wanted to fall in as a wrestler either. That's got some stuff in there. Hernandez Restoning, what's up there? Hernandez, what's going, buddy?
The belt's ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Appreciate it. Giving some new designs. We got some new backgrounds and stuff coming. Trying to save them for the new thing, but I thought I'd kick this one off tonight. A new background. I love it. This one, as everybody knows, the NWA TV title is my favorite belt. Everybody saying hello. Andrea, how's it going there? Welcome in. Stone Cold Steve. It is DD for tonight. It's our last show. It's our last show on a Tuesday night. You were on it. Unless everything doesn't go well on a Saturday, then we'll kick back to a Tuesday. I am looking dapper Dan. I don't feel good there. I don't feel good. Appreciate it, Chris. There's the weird beard. There's our man. How's it going there, Eric? Hope you're doing well. The Berg Blog. Check him out with all his YouTube reviews on YouTube. Hello. Yeah, I'm here for Dan and not here for anybody else. Jeez. I'm here for Dan. He'll be on in just 1 second. Hope you'll Dan is so sexy. This must be your partner there, Dan. I see you in the back. Is this your partner there, buddy? Who runs your Instagram? Manuel, you're looking hot there too on a beach day with the sunglasses up, the open vibes t-shirt, the single necklet. Looking for a good time. Everybody's doing it. He is a goat. He is a goat. He's a great, good guy. Reggie Hart. Hey, that's right. You like the TV backdrop. Love it. Give him some good reviews on it. Welcome in there, Reggie. Bulldozer, how you doing? Long Dong Dan. We'll leave that for the showers later, and you guys can discuss that all you want.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, look at that backdrop. Hey, yeah, everybody liking the backdrop. If you know, I'll do more. There's he is from Ben Walker and co-host of Spanning the Go podcast. How you doing there, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Hello.
What's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Jim in the house.
Nice.
Good to see you.
What's up,
Good picture
Jim?
there, Jim. Good picture there, Jim. What's up, brother? How you doing there, man? Welcome in. Road Warriors Tribute Championship
Nice.
belt. Yeah, it looks like we want Dan. Hey, we're bringing him on. We're bringing him on. It's really nice, man. These guys they want to rip his clothes off and stuff when he comes on here. Gotta be careful with that. Gotta be careful with that. Easy. All right, so let's get ready to bring our guest on here. Let's get into DDK mode. So our guest is none other guy that makes championship belts for figures. I have been a client of his. I have 14, 15 of his belts. He makes an unbelievable belt. He does great work. We're going to find out the stuff he's doing, anything new. We had him on before on the program on Facebook. That was only on Facebook, and now that we're on YouTube for the past, was it 6 months now, 7 months? And thanks all to you guys, our subscribers. We'll have another giveaway soon because of being over 1,000 subscribers. But he's a cool guy. Just good to talk with, and his stuff that he makes is absolutely fabulous. And we're going to get into that right now and look at all the stuff that he does. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dan from Turnquist Custom Belts. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys? I can't. The comments were a little wild already. It's
Tell your guy you'll send him some nudes later.
Yeah, really. I already texted him. I said, "Cool it, man. You're gonna."
All right.
People have a lot of expectations.
Wow, man. Yeah, you're the famed one, man. They were beating down the door to get to you, man.
Yeah.
Security. I guess 2 guys for security wasn't enough. Hey, tell your guy to do this. Hey, everybody pause right now. Please give me the thumbs up down there. All you got to do is scroll down just a little bit. Hit that thumbs up like button and then comment to be a part of the show. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. We had a belt giveaway at our 500 subs. And now we're setting up our show for our 1,000th subscriber show that we had. And we are just about 15 or so away from 1,500 subscribers.
Awesome.
So pretty good for just 6 months on YouTube. So make sure that you're subscribed to the program and be a part of all the cool stuff. So how you doing tonight, Dan?
Doing good. Not excited to go back to work tomorrow. I had the day off today. So.
Oh, you have the day off today. Yeah, it's not ever good. Is that your sex dungeon toys behind you with you and Eduardo?
You're in the middle of
behind you there, bud.
I know this is the office / lab. I guess that's all belts. That's actually like a bread cart for bakeries, but I got it so I could keep belts on it. So they come out, when they're done painting or whatever, they dry on that. So that is all different belts. And then of course,
we see already got nude pictures up there around the thing anyway from Edward.
There's some from Manuel. I got there's a Jason Tatum poster on the wall right there, but.
Yeah, Manuel's picture. That must be his big one there. There he is. There.
Yeah.
There you are, buddy. I'm glad you got him now. Just want to make sure you had him.
Gosh.
So those are all filled with trays that have belts on them.
Yeah. So basically, what happens, the process, So right? in this closet back here where that door is, that's got a bunch of different printers in there. So they come out of there, and then. So they come out of there, they get printed and everything, and then they get taped down to boards. I don't have Here's a perfect example I can show you. So they get painted to a board, they're taped to a board like that. There's belts on there, and then they get painted. They get primed and painted and sealed and all that stuff, and then they go into that until I'm ready to use them, or until a couple days until they dry, and then I have I have these little dividers full of different belts. So you pull one out, and it's got this is like kind of closer to finished pieces. So I've always told myself I've had these big plans because I kind of started doing this like 2021 maybe I think is when I started, and it was like I always am like I'm gonna do this when I get some free time. When things slow down, I'm gonna make this, and I'm gonna have, and it's just never slowed down.
I got you. Somebody's messaging me. Everybody else is able to comment tonight. I'm getting some messages that people aren't able to comment.
I shared it to a bunch of people. Like there's a Discord server for belts and stuff, so there should have been a few guys from there, but I don't.
If you're on YouTube and it won't allow you to comment, make sure you're logged into YouTube. I mean, you have to have a YouTube account to be able to message. So, sorry if that is a problem. Maybe log out and log back in. Sorry, Sam and research and everybody. So how many belts are back there on that?
On that?
Yeah, it's got to be like 1,000 belts, maybe. Because I mean, we're talking the size of a quarter.
I don't
maybe
know.
They're not all.
There might be like up to 100, like 200, maybe 300 at a time. It's like what I do now that I have appreciate that comment. So I have things are a lot more organized now, and I have a link. It sends you out a Google form, through if you email me, you get a Google form, and then it comes to me. And basically what I do is I kind of look at that for like the month, and I'll print them all out, and then there's ways I can mark it. And then so there's about a month's worth of orders in there at a time. I will tell you, my father's been in the hospital for all of February. So I've pretty much been on a hiatus. So that's why the order stuff is completely down right now, because I'm still working on stuff. I'm in October of last year orders at the moment, October, September, some of them. And I'm trying to catch up before I let more people order. But I can't even, you had 14, you said? I can't even remember giving. Yeah. I know you had some NWA stuff. I don't even remember that. That was back in the day, dude, when I was doing it all by Post-it notes. I just would someone would message me, and I would just write it down on a Post-it note, stick it on the wall. No joke. There's some of them still laying down here. And then I finally got to a point where someone hit me up, and they were kind of hey, I'm pretty good at computers. How can I help you? And I was just let's just make this as informal as possible, because at the end of the day, this isn't my job. This is just something I do that kind of scratches that part of my brain that I enjoy. I really I'm like you guys. I love belts, and this is just kind of. I had made a couple full-size belts before this for an indie fed that I was wrestling for. I used to be an indie wrestler for a long time, and it was kind of hey, we needed some new belts. And I was I could probably do. I'm an engineer, so I was I could probably do that, And then I made a couple mediocre-ish full-size belts, and then I made a custom of me. I think I've told you this, but I made a custom figure of myself, and I was well, it needs the belt that I had, the indie belt. And then I posted it, and it was no one cared about the stupid custom, but everyone was hey, where'd you get that belt? I was I made it. And then it's can you make this belt? 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 Can you make, and then it's it's just kind of, I make one for this guy. He posts it, and then 50 people see it. And it's just kind of been something that's really fun. I do a lot of custom, pick fed belts and, real old school stuff, stuff that appeared on TV one time,
Right.
I don't have too much stuff sitting around that.
So is your dad improving?
He's getting better. Yeah, he's 74. He's had some falls recently. That kind of starts happening when you get into that upper age. But he's my neighbor, and
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're right next to each other, so luckily it's not a big deal. But he had a fall. He ended up getting pneumonia. He spent most of the month in the and then his second day in the hospital, he also got COVID, which is no fun.
Oh wow!
So he spent most of February in the hospital, and then we got him out, and then now it's just been a lot of my time is also taking him to the doctor and different things, getting him into a bunch of different specialists and all that stuff. So I don't want to overcommit to guys, which I already, it's a slow process. I don't tell anybody that like, hey, we're get this tomorrow. I would love to be at that point, but it's just not what I offer. You know what I mean? I just kind of, it's like a layaway kind of thing. You hit me up and
you got life going on.
Yeah. And I'm very fortunate to have the career that I have. You know what I mean? Like I'm an engineer by day. So, and I really enjoy my job. By night. Yeah.
You and Manuel do Chippendales.
Yeah, Manny and I are Chippendales dancers for sure. So, I don't want to sit here and blither and blather about me too much, but, that's kind of been where I've at this year. And like, I don't know if you guys remember, I used to do this with my father-in-law, Goldberg. Yeah. So like, I used to do this with my father-in-law. That was kind of one of the ways it kind of started, right? It was like back in 2021, I started doing this and he was retired and he kind of was like, I'll help you however I can, cause it was just an excuse for us to kind of hang out. You know what I mean? We'd get together and we would work on stuff, and he was a big wrestling fan and stuff like that. And we lost him last year. He passed away in April of last year. So that it was hard to get back into the saddle, it being something that was so close. You know what I mean? It was like, I remember the day that he got diagnosed as terminal, he came to me and he just was like, we got to keep doing these belts. It's too important to the people. He's like, we can't stop. And I mean, up until basically like his last week, he was still helping me with stuff. So it's like, I look at it as like a legacy. I look at it as what can I give back to this figure community? Like that is what's most important to me. You know what I mean? Guys hit me up all the time and I try to make, these are some cool pictures. I haven't even seen some of these. People do the craziest stuff with them too. Like I'm no photographer and what people can do.
I like that.
Did you make that Cody's belt or is that?
I made that. Yeah, that's Cody.
Jeez.
I do.
So let's start with like this, because I'm gonna take this just like we hadn't talked in February. You've been doing this now since I believe we talked back in 2018 is what I remember, or 2019. No,
I thought it was 2020.
2020. It was before COVID. Well, before COVID.
Was it?
I know that definitely know that for a fact.
Okay.
And so you've been doing this for a while. What made you decide that you wanted to make these figures? Was it like everybody else looking at the crap figures that the belts that come with them, or what made you decide, hey, I'm gonna get into this and everybody's gonna bug me every day about where's my belt? What made you want to get into all that?
It's the exact opposite, actually. It was about the belts that I couldn't have for a long time. I turned down making stuff like that right there, like the WWE title or like the AEW title, stuff that came with every single figure for a really long time. For the first good bit, I turned down because I was just like, go buy a figure. You know what I mean? It's I know it's not as great, but like I wanted to make the NWA TV title, which since now is available with that Stone Cold, and like, or I wanted to make like the IWGP V3 or V4, or like the NWA Western States Heritage title or whatever, you know what I mean? Or I wanted to make the NWA Pacific Heavyweight Championship stuff. That's kind of some of the stuff that I had got contacted from the very, very start from guys. They're like, hey, could you make me this belt that was never really on TV, but it was used in these territories. And I've got a couple customs I made from the territory days, and I would really love to see this belt to go with it. It kind of would complete my thing. And I was like, that's awesome, dude. I would totally love to do that. And then it kind of turned. Yeah, they're bent. And they have the end pieces too.
Yep.
They
have everything. I mean, they are down to the T. And everybody's asking questions. We'll get to the pricing and all that stuff. We'll get into that. Let's we'll get to those questions. I know people are asking and stuff. We'll get to that in just a little bit.
I didn't plan. This didn't work. This didn't work out as like a good time to come on to like grab a bunch of customers, because like I said, I'm not even really taking orders right now.
Right.
But yeah, so I forgot what we were even talking about. I got distracted.
We were talking about what made you decide to get into this.
Yeah, so that's what was originally the goal. It was more about like making the belts that just couldn't, you couldn't buy. You know, it's something. It wasn't about, man, these suck, I want to do it better. It was about new stuff. Like AEW had just kind of started, so they had a world title and they had a tag title, but the world title was like, I still don't like making the AEW world title. I might have one around here somewhere. It's hard, dude. It's hard. It's so, dual plated stuff sucks. Like this is a belt that I like would get into it because I wanted to. Like, this is a guy, Andrew, who's one of the first guys asked me to make this, the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. Mm-hmm. It's not painted yet.
Oh, wow.
But something like that is like, that's cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to see Mattel make that, or
nope.
Jazzwares, or
nope. And that's a pretty colorful belt too. It's got a lot of colors to that.
I love it. It's such a beautiful belt. It's one of my favorite designs too. And you know, little stuff like I've made like some indie belts, and I've done some small partnerships with guys about like, they have indie federations, you know what I mean? And they're like, hey, can you make me 20 belts and I'll sell them and we'll do the cut, whatever. I'm like, money is so down the line of what this means to me. Like the money goes to pay for material, you know what I mean? Because like, I charge so little. I just like doing this, and I like that. Like every time when I sell somebody a belt, it's like I become your friend. You know what I mean? Like you know, I'm hearing your story. I'm hearing, you know, you're like, hey, I mean, I really want this belt, and it's for like this figure, and it like that's what I care about more. I don't want to just be Walmart. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be sell 50,000 stupid belts. Like, I like to do stuff too. Guys will hit me up and they'll be like, hey, can you make me a belt, but it would be cool if it had a pink strap instead of a brown strap. I did an Ultimate Warrior big gold, and it was a guy's idea. He was like, I always wanted to know what Ultimate Warrior would have done if he won the big gold. So we did the big gold nameplate, said Warrior, and it was on like a pink strap.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. And I like doing stuff like that more. Obviously, this stuff is very popular to do, like the WWE title or some of that, or the older WWF stuff. But what gets down to stuff I really like is something like this one. This is like the UWA Heavyweight Championship. It's for a Vader too. That's like an older belt.
Old school.
Yeah. I'm nice. Medium old school fan, but I like old school belts. They have a certain look to them because they were like more of a trophy style made. You know what I mean? Hey, that is your pink gold. I made a couple cool, and I'm working on some other. We're working on like if Ultimate Warrior had won the current title, you know, and he has Warrior side plates, and if it was like a yellow strap or a pink strap, so stuff like that's super fun to me.
I mean, you've done stuff and the pictures of the Figure Kingdom and Goldberg, a bunch of his pictures and stuff. Your belts have showed up in and done.
Yeah, Figure Kingdom's the GOAT.
So let's just say a standard, let's say one of these, a standard, not the AEW, because you said it takes as a pain. But let's say
it's all singles titles have the same costs.
How long does it take from start to finish? Making one, printing it out, putting it on, and painting and putting on. What's for just one? Because I want people to understand that the time that goes into just making one. What takes going just making like a 3 or 5 plater?
So if tonight you were like, hey, can you make a belt? And let's pretend I don't have all this stuff that's in process and different stuff. You know what I mean? So like, it would take me 3 to 4 hours, depending on the belt, because heights and stuff, to print it. That would be assuming I already had modeled it. You know what I mean? So if it was a belt that's from scratch, let's say a belt and it is completely from scratch, I've never made it. I have to sit down, and I have to find really good reference images, or I'd have to reach out to somebody like a Hellfire Designs who's already researched it and has a bunch of really good reference images, or I'd have to sit down and do it myself, and I'd have to create vector art for the file.
Yeah, we want to get them on the program.
And I'd have to 3D model the belt, which I use an Autodesk Inventor product. So you'd have to sit down, you have to 3D model, which is kind of, you just create the shapes. Essentially is what you do, is you take the reference images and you have to essentially redraw each single piece of it and then give them depth. So yeah, I don't sell anything on eBay. Some people buy my stuff and then turn around and resell it for more money. There's a lot of people who do there's actually some people who I know hit me up, and because they're going to wait so long. And I have a 5 belt max. I won't let you order more than 5 belts. That just kind of keeps everything rolling. Because like you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who are like, "Could I just order like 30 belts right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's like 2 months of my time, and then no one gets anything." So 5 belts max, so it keeps rolling. So some dudes will be like, they only really want 2 belts, but they'll order 5 because they know they can turn around on Mercari or eBay, flip them, and sell them for $60-$70. That's what I had a deal for a while with a guy who was selling a bunch of my stuff on Whatnot. Dude, some of them were going for $120. I was like, I couldn't sleep at night if I charged someone $50, let alone $120.
And you're doing nothing. You're doing none of the work.
Yeah. So,
that is just
so people. Yeah, there's a good black market for my stuff. And that's I don't care.
You were telling me how long it takes to make just one.
Let's go back. So
let's say not out, but let's say you have all the artwork, you have everything, printing it out, painting it, putting it on.
I got it. So it's going to take me about 3 to 4 hours to print. Then it's going to take me about it needs to get washed in alcohol, so that takes about 15-20 minutes. But then then it has to dry. Once it dries, it gets UV cured. So you're talking about, let's say, 6 hours to get the belt ready to go. Then you have to clip it off, tape it down to a board, and then the paint takes forever. So it gets a primer coat that sits for 24 hours, and then it gets a silver coat, sits for 24 hours, and it gets gold. Unless it's a silver belt, then it's there. So you're already talking about that's the longest part, but I can paint a belt in, right now I sit down, I'll do a bunch of belts at once. So then by the time I'm done, they start to dry. You know what I mean? But I could paint one belt in probably 5 minutes, and then it's just got to sit for 10-15 minutes to kind of dry. And all my straps I also draw on the computer, and I cut them out with a leather cutting machine. So I don't have to hand cut anything like that. Yeah, that's a cool Goldberg for sure. Is that Figure Kingdom?
This is yes.
Yeah, I could tell he's the GOAT. I always tell him
him and Goldberg are just amazing at what they do.
Oh, Matt Goldberg.
Yep.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's another great friend. I feel like Figure Kingdom almost like invented that like Instagram figure style photo. You know what I mean? There's like a look that like almost everybody kind of seems to copy. It seems like Figure Kingdom. Like I always tell him, like, I feel like you like patented that. You know what I mean? You're like the first dude to really like take that great photo, and then they kind of all went from there. But 3 days, it would be like if I really rushed one. Sometimes I have like UPS break something, UPS break something. You know what I mean? So then I'll do everything I can to rush it on my end to give you a replacement, because that's not your fault. That's not my fault. So like if you get a belt for me and it broke or something like that, I do my best to ship one out. A mean guitar player too. That's funny. So so like I could probably whip something out in 3-ish days, but I do try to keep some popular stuff in stock ish. You know what I mean? Like pieces of like pre-painted, pre-gold plated belts. I try to keep those ready to go.
And how long does it take when you print one? Are you printing an individual one, or are you printing multiple different type ones, or how does your printer work? I mean,
you can it's got a plate, like a volume, a known volume, and I can fill that known volume with a specific amount, however much it can go.
Is that what you try to do? Print more than just one at a time, or do you try to just print one at a time? Is it easier to?
It just depends. Most of the time I try to do what's called a print schedule is kind of how I call it. So I pull up my order sheet, for the month, and I'll make all the different files, and then I'll run it. And like when I'm really, really busy, I will actually like go through the day, print it, and then I'll actually set an alarm for 4 hours, wake up in the middle of the night, pull them off the printer, start the printer again. And then my wife used to work from home. And when she worked from home, she was at a point where she was changing the printer during the day. That's how busy we used to be. But now neither of us are at home. Sometimes if I'm really, really busy, like say tomorrow WWE dropped a new World Heavyweight Championship or something, right? I would probably stay up all night tonight or tomorrow night to draw it, so I could be like the first one to have it. You know what I mean? And then I would probably print like 9 million of them. So I'd be like waking up every couple hours from sleep. I'd come home on my lunch break at work. I would rush through stuff like that. But right now, like I said, with my dad and everything like that, it's been taking it a lot. So this is probably the slowest things have ever been.
Right. He is a good dude. We've had a lot of chats where we've sat in bubble baths eating strawberries, on the phone, FaceTiming.
That new
having a good chat.
$20 strawberry. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it was pretty good. When you print these, you're using just about the same belt art like a maker would make.
It's similar, yeah. Like the black and white is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It would be, if I could have access to that, that'd be great. But I don't always have that, so I go through and stuff's different layers, so I draw it differently.
Sent you a PM, Richard.
So
yeah.
When it's a very similar process, though.
No, I said I sent you a PM. Like, what kind of printer have you escalated in the stuff in your production stuff? Like, you started out with a small one, then you've grown in size.
Yeah. So when I first started, I have a pretty extensive knowledge of 3D printing, like through college and different stuff. But let's see what this says.
Cool.
Yeah, if you want. So like, started out, I would print, or I used the FDM printer a lot. I had a lot of experience. You can't use an FDM printer to make these belts. So FDM are like the kind of printers you guys see most of the time, big spools, and they're like an injector, the little nozzle moves around, That's what's like most common 3D printing. These use resin, SLA printing. So it's actually a liquid. So you fill like a little bathtub full of a colored liquid, and it uses a UV light to harden each layer, and it builds it like that. It's a pretty cool process. Look it up sometime. There's all kinds of fun time lapses. But when I started, I didn't even have one.
I got a question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite belt to print out? I mean, personal favorite of yours, and
my personal favorite belt is the IWGP V4.
I have to ask you. Oh, V4. Okay. Now, who's your favorite
Omega
wrestler?
had, and the AJ Styles had, and
Is he froze up?
Cool.
On you? I think he's froze up on mine.
He's froze up, or he's staring me down.
Yeah, he's froze up on there. So
but at this point, I have 7 3D printers in house.
Wow.
Some of that is because they're used for business, and some of that is just because I like have a huge passion for 3D printing. It's like, I remember being in high school and having a high school teacher talk to me about 3D printing, saying it's kind of gonna be like the future. You know what I mean? He was like, there's gonna be these printers, and someday everybody might have one in their home, and if something breaks on your microwave or whatever, you'll just be able to print it. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. They're fully scalable. So MW Belts, if you can send me an email or something, that'd be awesome. I would love that help, and I can come help on my end. I'm pretty good with the iPad, so when stuff comes out, I'm pretty good at sketching it right up. But yeah, I remember I found these guys in high school that they were talking about that made your World of Warcraft character. So if World of Warcraft was real big, and if you could send them your character, they would 3D print your character. And it was like the coolest thing, where they were charging like $200, $300 because 3D printers used to cost like what a car costs. And and so now 3D printers aren't nearly that much. But I when I first started, to get back to the point, I'm quick to jump around. I'm sorry. When I first started, I didn't have a printer. I reached out to somebody local who had one. He printed a couple belts. It took off so fast he couldn't keep up, so I bought my own. I'm gonna tell. I couldn't. So I bought my own, and then I quickly was like, this one kind of sucks, so I upgraded. And then the technology grows so fast with these printers that I'm pretty much buying a new one every year because they're getting better, higher quality, and faster. So right now, I run two.
How big is the size of your printer? Is it kind of the size of a PC, or is it bigger than one that you have?
They have like a 10 by 5 build plate. 10-inch by 5. It's a fairly large build plate, but they don't take up a ton of room. I keep them in the closet because there's a vent in the closet and an air purifier. I know the door's wide open right now, but they're all shut down. They have some kind of toxic fumes and stuff. There's not toxic, but they're not. You wouldn't want to just hang out and be like, huffing paint all day.
Oh, so that's why I guess you had your buddy over. Yeah, that's why he's so crazy about you. Had him over, and that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the fumes. He's like, "Oh, I'm just on you now." So when you got to buy the stuff, then you got to buy the liquid that goes into it, and this, that, and the other. what is the cost of like, say, of the printer, and then what's the cost of all these materials in this liquid? I imagine it gets kind of pricey, right? Or no?
It can, yeah, definitely. That's why I say that like almost all the money I charge, because like when we get into that part, you'll see that this is I don't really like everyone always the thing I always hear, you don't charge enough, man. Like you're really doing yourself short. And like yeah, if I had a conversation with a pretty big influencer one time who kind of like talked to me about the belts, and he was immediately like, "Can I get your phone number?" And we talked, and he was just like, "Why is this not your job?" He's like, "Do you see how talented you are?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't work at Domino's. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I'm not walking away from a minimum wage job to do this. I would be walking away from a pretty solid income and stuff like that. That's why I don't.
Right. I mean, it seems like it's a hobby and it's a passion, and you like it because you like being involved in the thing, and you don't want to make it go too far to where, for me, like I love doing this show, but I don't want to make it too hard to where it's getting too bogged down that I don't enjoy coming on here and hanging out, because it'll kind of, not only will it ruin my hobby for belt collecting and wrestling and stuff like that, but it'll, ruin the show and all that kind of stuff. So
exactly. When I was an indie wrestler, I always used to say, like, I do this because it's fun, and no one on the independents is making any kind of money. So when I was an indie wrestler, COVID hit, and we couldn't wrestle anymore, right? And the promoter was like talking to me, and he was like, "Hey, we might do some empty arena shows," and I was just like, "I'm gonna take a break, and I'll come back when it's fun again." You know what I mean? When I enjoy this, when I miss being an indie wrestler, I will come back. And I've had 2 matches in the last 5 years. And those were like,
you got to have that life, balance. You have to have that balance between real life and your hobby and your family and whatnot.
Exactly. And I've kind of had this thing too with these belts where now I've had, 2 or 3 different opportunities where I really needed to walk away. Like when my father-in-law passed away, that was like a real like fork in the road. I was like, am I going to come back to this? And like, I remember I sat down, and it was like right when the new SmackDown and Raw tag titles came out. And I sat here and I looked at it, and I was just like,
it hit you. The itch hit you, and the enjoyment of it. Again.
I was like, I want to do this because I want to make these, because this makes me happy. This is like my happy place in here.
Yeah, it makes me happy when I get them in the mail. So yeah, do it.
If nobody wanted them ever again, I would still make them. You know what I mean? I'm 100% convinced. If tomorrow, everybody found out that these were the least ethically sourced thing in the world, and that they're made of melted down dolphins or something, and no one wanted them anymore, I would, I would still, I would like enjoy. I'd find another way to make, but like what I'm saying is basically tomorrow, no one wanted them again. Tomorrow, somebody 10 times better quality came out, and they sold them for half the price. You know what I mean? Right. I would still make them for my own figures, because that's how I started. I started making them for my collection.
When you buy the liquid that goes in it, are they colored? Do they have to be colored? Does it all come out gray, or is it
they're like a gray? You can pick different colors. The coolest thing ever would be if one of these companies could make a gold, like a really good metallic gold or silver resin. That would be awesome. There's a couple companies who've come out with some, and they kind of suck. And some other people have tried doing additives. That would cut so much out of the process, dude. And that would make it where they don't smear ever if you leave them in a, sometimes if you set them down in like people who kind of throw them in bags and stuff when they're done. Some of these guys who only use them for small photos, like I would say 95% of the people who buy them put it on a figure and set it on the shelf, and it never gets touched again. And that's kind of what they're for. But if you use them a lot and heavy handle them a lot, just like real belts, they can start to wear. And I'm aware of that. And I've done so much research. I have tried so many different styles of paint. I've tried different processes with the resin, different processes, primers, all kinds of stuff. And
what is it that's wearing? Is it the plastic, the resin was wearing, or the paint?
The paint will wear off sometimes.
What is it the same type of paint that you use on belts and stuff?
Well, it's like an outdoor style paint. It's pretty tough. I've got to a point now where they're pretty tough, but sometimes older ones, I haven't seen it as much as newer ones, but they can if you handle them a lot. Hey, Lua, it's a good guy, dude, right there. It's a great friend. If you sat here with one and you just did this forever, it would take you a while, but after a certain amount of time, that thing would start to wear. Like it's not right now, obviously.
Well, I can see your buddy doing that, rubbing it like that. I can see them wearing with your buddy. How he was,
he's rubbing
and he's disappeared. Where did he go? Your buddy was like, "Get him in here." Where's Dan? Where'd you go there? Where'd you go, buddy?
Calling out my paid people in the.
Have you ever thought? I'm sure you have. Like a clear coat on it doesn't seal it or make it
actually
tougher,
it's worse. The clear coat clear coat them for a little while, and the clear coat takes away a lot of the shine, and it makes them get dingy faster. They like start to take on like it seems like they collect dirt or something almost. The ones without it seem to be better. I think I've boiled down a lot of it to a part early in the process actually, so they actually get triple cleaned at this point, where like they come out of the resin, they get cleaned, then they get cleaned. There's a triple cleaning process with different solutions. I think I've only been doing that for a short period of time. I think that does help a lot with keeping them the sheen on them longer.
Right. I mean, the ones that I've had, I take them out and we'll do certain things with them and this, that, and the other, and they're still as they were day one. I mean, I'm not biting them, and a 4-year-old's not, biting them or doing anything to them.
No, what I'm talking about is some guys, like if you're a photographer, and you don't keep stuff kind of set up.
Fort Knocker camera.
If you guys will throw them all in, like I say, a Ziploc bag at the end of the day, and then that gets thrown in a tote. Stuff like that can happen.
Well, anything you treat it that way, it's gonna, you're gonna have issues with it. It's like if you toss one of these real belts into a tote or a Ziploc bag or a bunch of other bags, with a bunch of other belts, it's gonna scrape and heat and everything else. But some of the ones that I have, and these are just a few.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. They share attributes to the real belts. Like if you throw a real belt, like I have a real belt. Like that's what's one of the most famous, like the Brasso IC title. Right. That's super famous from when Macho Man cleaned it with Brasso and it looks like crap. Like that'll happen. So
I mean, I still have the one for Luger here.
I do not remember making you these belts. I'm sorry.
Sure do, baby.
Those were those are probably
$100 a piece too.
Oh yeah, you got them from the wrong guy. Those are probably like, I would say some of the first like 50 belts I've ever made that you have.
Hey man, I hit you up for a big order. Yep.
That does sound. I do remember that. I was trying to remember. I knew we were friends off Twitter. I haven't done. I kind of joke that I feel like I'm falling off sometimes because like I used to do podcasts all the time, and then you hit me up and you were like, "Hey," I was like, "Oh, podcast, what, pulling me out of the obscurity to do a nice show? That's cool. I'd love to talk to people."
Right. We had done that, and then I had the one for the Midnight Express. You made the NWA ones too.
Yep, I love making that belt. That's such a good belt.
It's one of the most. It's a top 5 design. Just incredible design.
It's such a crisp. It gets the point across. It looks. Yeah, those still have 3. Yeah, that's interesting. Those are super old. If they have 3 snaps, I do 4 now.
Okay, well I'll expect the new ones in the mail order then.
Okay, I'll help you out. I had joked at one point with a friend about doing like a. Do you remember Cash for Clunkers back in like 2008?
Yeah.
I had joked at one point about trying to do like a belts version of Cash for Clunkers, where some of the people who were like nice enough to reach out way back in the day and get a real early belt, from me, like trade it. You send it to me, I'll send you the newest version, because at this point, lots of changes have been made in the process.
Right. No, I wouldn't trade these. I love these. I like them a lot, and everybody that comes in like, did that figure come? I said, nope, sure didn't. I know a guy. Nope.
That's like I've always kind of seen it as like what I offer is that missing piece to the figure. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, and I try to, I keep it, it gets the PVC, adding like a metallic PVC cover messes a lot with
I mean, they are some of those detailed things. I mean, I don't even know how, as painting a belt before, I mean, I don't know if you could Gamer, I don't know if you could see this here. We keep losing Warden. Warden needs to pay your internet bill there, Warden.
I got fiber now. I'm so excited.
I don't know if you could see it, but you can. No, you probably can't because the stupid camera does not want to.
Here.
But you can see the individual lines on the globe. He's painted them so precisely.
Yeah, mine's not. This one's not painted. I got a winged. I have a winged eagle painted somewhere here.
I mean, I can see the lines in the globe. That's hold on a second.
And someone in the comments tell me what's wrong with this because this is actually a mess up. I'm going to sell this at a discount to somebody on Discord because I messed it up. What's the error on this belt?
You painted the
heavyweight,
the wrestler area, the round areas. Yeah, that should be gold there.
Yep. I got carried away.
And ain't nobody gonna know that at all.
You say that. The people who buy from me usually do, man. They're sticklers. They're like, I actually feel like that gold is or that silver or that blue is just a little bit of different shade. Could you remake it? So I'll be out here like remixing paint for people because I don't want someone to.
Are you serious?
Oh, it happens all the time,
dude. It's a belt.
I know. I'm at a point now where I do feel a lot more comfortable there with certain things to tell people like, hey, I'm very sorry, but I'm not your guy. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully there are other people you could find or something like CNC. I could CNC them. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it, I mean, we do belts with like syringes and needles and stuff. I imagine, look at that.
Yeah, talking. That's
a lot of guys are being like, I see that every day when I go pee in the morning. Yeah, that's teeny tiny. Look at that thing. That's an actual brush. That's not a needle.
Yeah, these are brushes.
Holy crap! I still can't believe you do that with a brush.
It's about consistency of paint. So like real fine tips.
Holy crap!
A lot of it is about I custom mix almost all my paints because you want to make sure that you get a really good flood consistency so you can like find an open area and you can drop a good drop of paint and it will wick its way around like letters and different things.
No, I wouldn't be. It'd be like, okay, you ready to paint? And I'd already be spilling the paint.
Oh, nothing's
all over
worse.
My fingers already, and then I'd
Nothing's worse than spilling paint, dude. The black heavy, that's exactly it. So
they are the weight.
I hate making.
I think the weight about as heavy as a quarter or a dime would be.
So doing these extra grommets on belts like this, like the IWGP V3, where it's got the extra little grommets on the side, sucks. I hate doing that. Doing a bunch of extra, like obviously you got those, but the real belt has these. Right. The NWA has them too,
That's killer. That's killer. Need to reach out to him again, inquire a year ago, and lost touch.
Yeah, that's common. That happens if you don't.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
The best way to reach me is via email and like stay on top of like emailing me because I can be super scatterbrained sometimes.
You said it took you like 3 days for one belt as a time frame just to make one. Yeah.
That's the thing I hate too because I think right now my wait time is anywhere from like 3 to 6 months, depending on when you ordered, and that's kind of that's like some boilerplate stuff about ordering. But it's like 3 to 6 months. That has nothing to do with making the belt. That's just when I've got through all of the other belts to get to yours, right? TNA Midwest, that's the Wildcat. Hang on.
I believe so.
I think there's one in here. It's not painted all the way. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me get you on.
That one. It just needs the silver stuff added to it, but and then this is my favorite belts of all time, the Impact.
Oh, it's a great looking belt. Great looking belt. It's a good looking belt.
I kind of say, I'll try any belt for the most part. I really for a long time struggled with the Triple Crown, the New Japan Triple Crown belts, because they have chains and all kinds of extra stuff. So I made a couple of them, but I really don't like them, and they're not super sustainable. Like to keep chains in stock and then to glue the chains and try to make the chains link up. So I don't really make those anymore for guys. And then like Cardona and I had a thing about making his belt, and so I will never touch his belt. But yeah, those grommets on that one. Well, that's my second favorite belt. Warden was asking me about my favorite belt. My first favorite's IWGP V4. My second favorite is the oh no, you're talking wow, yeah, you're right. That is the Wildcat. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite belt though, right there.
Oh, is it?
The NWA. This is the one he's talking about. This is another one that sucks to make because it's got so much. Dual plated anything just sucks. Silver paint does not work the way other color paint does. It's a metallic paint, which means it sucks balls and it makes all my brushes get trashed. And yeah, sorry, keep it PG. It makes I have to basically throw away the brush when I'm done and stuff like that. Another thing was like, I wanted to make sure that I stayed true as possible to the belt, so I don't use decals for those little flags and stuff like that. They're hand painted. And some people have I'll sell guys scraps, like
right?
Big bags of scraps, stuff I throw away. And
that's smart. That's smart to sell them.
They'll paint them themselves, and they'll be like, the way that you modeled the belt and like you've made it very conducive to painting. And I'm like, yeah, because when I'm making this thing on the computer, I'm thinking, I'm the dude who's got to paint this. So how can I make this as easy as possible, to manufacture essentially? Because that's what I do in my day job is manufacturing engineering. So I think about it in the same process, I'm going to make this. What's the easiest way to make this sustainable and repeatable? If I was just making one belt at a time, they'd look 100 times better than this because they'd be even more handcrafted. But I have to think, I try to shoot for like 30 belts a week. So stuff that I can make in 1 hour a night of free time, essentially, to bust out quickly.
Right. Two iconic titles there. So people wanting to know, what do you charge for your belts and how's that work?
So I charge $15 for a singles title shipped in the United States. So that means the belt comes to you shipped for $15.
Look at the detail. God.
And
that's hot.
That was a very hard belt to figure out what the real one says. So I made it both ways with Hogan's name and Hogan's not name, because I think the original one actually didn't have Hogan's name on it.
Yeah, Mark the Bully is in the chat, everybody. Yeah,
so,
go ahead.
Like I said, a belt is 15, and then a tag is 25. And there's no shipping US. I don't charge any shipping in the United States, which used to be a lot more sustainable. But over the last 4 years, shipping has gone up. It's basically doubled.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I can tell you my margin on a belt right now, but we don't need to get into it. And if you get 5 belts or whatever, it's the same. Oh, those were fun. I made minis for what are those things called from Ringside?
Oh, they're from the Pro Wrestling Tees. I made these guys, the micro brawlers.
Yeah, micro brawler belts. I made some of those. I had a big guy who's a huge fan of micro brawler belts. So I was.
Oh my God! Now I'm gonna have to get one for the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah, it's doable. They're fun to make. It was cool to challenge myself. I was like, can I make this already 1/12 scale belt smaller, like a 64th scale? And right. I think it turned out pretty cool. They look good.
They look awesome.
I appreciate all these guys being, I'm been in the wood shop. Wish I was.
What?
What's my top 3 Mattel figures? Big fan of that CM Punk that just came out recently, the Ultimate CM Punk. I like Mattel. I'm more of an AEW guy, I won't lie, so I have a ton of Jazzware stuff. I don't have a ton of AEW or Mattel figures anymore. I got the Supreme Cody. Those were cool. I made those a long time ago. I've made all the new TNA stuff.
So you were telling us the price and process.
Yeah, sorry. So $15 for singles, 25 for a tag. You can only order 5 at a time, and that a tag counts as one. So if you wanted 5 tag belts, you would get $10 belts. So that's whatever that costs. I usually add $10 international shipping, but if it's a lot, we'll split it. It's kind of the way I see it. So like some countries, it's like $20.
No, y'all cheap. Go ahead and pay that damn mess, man. Come on, man. Look at the work in here. Don't try to undercut this guy and what he does. Pay the daggone shipping.
So
I'm the only one that gets free shipping after 50 belts. So come on.
So we split the shipping internationally usually, and then I've got an email is the best way to reach out, like we talked about earlier. I don't know if people are coming in. Those might be yours. We're talking if you do email me, don't
no, because they got the 4. Remember, mine had the 3.
You're right. Those are probably right after. So do not send me a message on Instagram ever. First of all, Instagram is ran by a close personal friend of mine, and I don't even see it. It's not even me. I'm sorry if you've been like communicating with a comment or something and you're like, Dan's talking to me. It's not me. I'm sorry. I hate the internet. I hate social media. That's super old.
He's too good for you guys. What are you talking about?
He's so much nicer now.
Dan the Wizard doesn't have time for y'all.
Just like I'm a boomer. I'm right there on my
minions.
I'm on email 24/7, man. You send me an email, I'm popping on it. We're talking about whatever, what's a super random, the CMWA Heavyweight Championship or something, something
what payment types do you take?
Anything. I had a guy Walmart MoneyGram me money one time, and most of the time too. I'll tell you straight up,
so there's $1.25 in there and a bunch of quarters.
I'll just ship the belts because I don't care. I'll make them and ship them, and then people will be like, whoa. Like once I'll send you a picture of it and I'll say, here are the belts. Tell me if you like them. Send me your shipping info. Right. And then usually I'll just throw them in the mail. People will be like, I haven't even paid you yet. I'm like, yeah, dude. And you're either gonna pay me or
you're never gonna get another belt. Exactly.
And so it's fine,
And I'm gonna make you look foolish by telling people you're out there scamming.
Exactly. I'll weed you out, and it's cool. I could tomorrow delete the Instagram page, and I have so many people's number. Like I think I might have yours personal phone number. I think we had text.
Yeah, we text. Yep.
I have so many people. I just have their personal phone number through this. Like I said, I consider the people that I work with my friends. I could go dark tomorrow, delete everything, and still keep making belts, and they just keep showing up. So that's kind of how that goes. But so you send the email, and it puts you on a list. It gives you a Google form, and we're updating the process still. The hinting, it looks a lot better on the newer ones. You're going back to some old stuff.
And then your email is what?
Turnquist Fig Belts. Let me double check this. Don't want to tell everybody the wrong one. So the email is turnquistfigbelts@gmail.com. Just like the name. If you go to Instagram and click email, it'll just take you right to it.
Okay. Turnquist Fig
Belts.
At what?
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Yeah. So that's how you get the belts. They'll come to you. I'll send you the tracking and everything. And I need to get away from using USPS. I don't know if you guys are USPS guys. Ship a lot of stuff.
I've not had any issues with them. A bunch of people are having an issue with them, and
I've been having a lot of issues with them. It sucks because then I got to turn around and make it all again if it gets lost. I just did a bunch of boxing belts for a guy. They're completely gone. UPS can't find them, or USPS can't find them, and then he's mad. He's like, where are my belts? And luckily he hadn't paid for them, which is cool. Yeah, see, I use a different silver to do dual plating now. So they look a lot more of a metallic finish than those. Those kind of look like washed out a little bit.
Got you.
That's like 2022 photo or something, isn't it?
It might be. We'll go back to the other one. But so that's the email that people to get a hold of you.
Yeah, send me an email and I'll get back to you. Or I got a guy who works with me too. He's more all business. He'll get you the right information. I'll kind of be like, "Sup, dude? Like, oh, that's a cool belt. I love that belt." I kind of get off in the weeds a little bit too much. My wife always tells me, she's like, "You are the worst person to ever run a business of any kind because you
Jeez.
You had your own business, you'd be out
Love
here
you too, baby.
you'd be out here giving everything to people for free, and like that's how I am. I'm just kind of like, oh, dude, you like that belt? I love that belt. Totally, I'll give you one. That's kind of how I work.
Right.
But you're like you said to make the Discord. Discord is where everything really happens, right? So my Discord server is full of guys talking about figure links, like drops for new figs and stuff like that. Yeah, custom. I do custom designs too. Those are a little bit more money. Custom gives you $20 and then 30 for a tag.
You wouldn't be wrong.
I take anything: PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. Like I said, I had a guy one time, Walmart money order me belts. I think I have. What else is there even to take? I don't know. Like,
grandma check in the mail.
Oh, there you go. Pigeon me some money.
What's your Discord?
My Discord's you gotta have an invite. So send an email. It's Turnquist Fig Belts. But it's a super cool community, dude. Like everybody in there, like looks out for other people, and they're like let you know, like when they say like the vault releases and stuff. I'll get you an email. I'll get you back. So, see, there's that guy who's talking about the Hogan nameplate. I made it both ways because I did not think it actually.
Hey, whatever. Hey, I'd be like, go ahead, send on over. Send it.
Yeah.
Though that'd have to be that they use a card now, don't they? Used to. I remember kids coming to school or whatever for their actual parents' stuff, and they would be trading stuff for food stamps stuff because the kid would use it to go down to the store and get them something.
But in the economy, it's 2 for 1, so it's actually $30 in food stamps.
Oh, perfect! Love it. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, in Illinois, it's called a link card, so that's what the food stamp money comes on. So if you want to send your link card my way, let me know the pin, and then I'll give you some belts for it.
Right. Well, man, I've had a blast for you. I've already kept you over for an hour. I mean, we didn't even get to talk to you. Say you're an AEW wrestling fan. Like, what is it? What is it? But weren't you? You said you were a boomer. Did you grow up with the old style wrestling, like NWA or WWF, or no?
So I was a WWF fan growing up. That's like kind of some of the first wrestling that I had watched. My dad was like he liked older stuff. He's a lot older than me. So like Dick the Bruiser and that kind of, that era. We're from the Midwest. So like wrestling at the Chase and some of that stuff. I've actually got to wrestle at the same company that used to be like wrestling at the Chase with Larry Mastic.
Right.
Before he passed. So like that's kind of, but I watch AEW. I just watched the pay-per-view last night. Most of the wrestling I consume now is like AEW stuff or independent stuff. I keep up with some of the WWE. Like I watched the Elimination Chamber and the Rumble and stuff like that, but there's so much wrestling now.
What do you think of the downturn, and what does AEW need to do to turn around their viewership?
That's a good question. I think that a lot of what's happening is they're getting better. I think it's definitely on the uptick. I think the show has gotten better. I think that for a while they said that their max numbers were pretty good. I thought the first few, it's good that they're on a streaming. Yeah,
it was unfortunate. The news came out earlier today that their last show, including Max, was the lowest viewership ever.
Yeah, I wondered if some of that
I believe it's just booking. I think they got one good thing going for them right now, and that's just Tony Storm.
You don't like MJF Hangman? That's pretty good going.
MJF, you talk about falling off a cliff. Where did he go? I mean, the dude's just MJF. Well, I mean, he's one of the hottest guys going on, and it's just, and Moxley's matches, just like the pay-per-view match they had, they're all the exact same match.
I'm 100% with you. I felt bad. I feel like a lot of the time I spend a lot of my time being like an AEW apologist, defending everything. I think that
no. I do the same thing on WWE. Like WWE, I think their women's matches are getting way too overscripted to where these women are just so slow in the maneuvers and waiting too much. Mm-hmm. Need to get that out of wrestling altogether. I think scripted matches before you go in there need to be a thing of the past.
I think Swerve is good, but I think MJF, the thing about MJF is like he was white hot with the Adam Cole thing, and then he was so injured that he then he had to take time off, and then like right when he came back from that injury, he filmed Happy Gilmore, so he was gone, and then he's finally getting back I'm assuming if I know you are in Discord, I'm assuming. So like MJF, he's I think he'll come back. I think him losing to Hangman is a good thing for his character. I think he might do a thing like no, there is no shame in losing to Hangman Adam Page, in my opinion. He's been a guy who's been in the main event of AEW since day one of the company. If you like him or not, I hate Hangman, actually, personally. I'm not a Hangman fan, but I just think that, you know, he is someone who has been pushed by the company. It is not a bad loss to lose to Hangman. I think Moxley, though, I'm so over it. And I'm so the tough guy persona that they do, but then they cheat. It's so dumb. It makes no sense. It's like we're the real wrestlers. We're the real legit guys, but we have to cheat to win. It's like, dude, cheating to win works.
And Cornette calls his matches out the exact same way. And he did it. I think he did it the other day. Somebody did when he did his last match, and they did the replay over with this past pay-per-view of his commentary of what he does, and he was doing it verbatim, the same thing over and over again. I want to see AEW switch the booking. I want to see AEW hire some wrestlers that are taller than 5'6" and 150 pounds. Stop getting the same wrestlers and stop overusing your talent with the same people. That's why I'm on WWE too. I'm tired of seeing the same 5 freaking people in the ring with a 20-second commentary. I'm tired of it.
Yeah,
it's annoying as crap.
I think we're getting there with AEW. I think that Kenny's back. That's a huge thing. I think that that's helped with people a little bit, seeing Kenny Omega back. And they're telling a story clearly with Kenny and Okada.
Ospreay and then what's her name that came from WWE?
Mercedes Moné. Not a fan either.
Stop.
I think they might be switching the script. I wondered this whole thing, like, why do you keep this belt on Mox forever? Like, you keep the belt on Mox for what? Like, to who's gonna is it who are they building up to finally I'm in Southern Illinois. You can usually get it the next day, but so like if you know you're pushing Mox, and then so clearly someone is going to dethrone Mox, right? And
I think so, because I don't think they didn't know how to use Jade or Punk.
Yeah, Punk, his own Jade was like, all they did was just kind of give her the belt and then just push her forever. And it's like, well, you know, that Jade never had a story, I feel like.
So are you going to watch the WrestleMania coming up?
I'll probably watch some of it, depending on, you know, I think, is the main event going to be Cody Cena?
Night 2, I believe it is. Yeah.
What's The Rock's role going to be?
We'll gonna find out. I want it to be. This is what I wanted to happen: is him go in there to try to mess everything up, and then I want to hear. I want to see Stone Cold to come out, do a DDT with him, and Cody pin because he got in it. Dude, you're only a couple hundred miles away. Get Stone Cold in there. Give us The Rock and Stone Cold on the screen one more time.
Stone Cold already said he's going to be in Vegas for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, he was just up the road, and remember, I think we played it on the show the other night. He was like, "Hey, all I gotta do is let me know, hit me up. I'm just up the road." All right, I think it's laying the groundwork.
I think that would be awesome, but like the last two,
pop the pop would be unbelievable.
Do you?
And right now, tickets are still available. They're kind of slow. They got nearly
some of that
20,000 tickets still to sell.
I think a lot of people in Vegas like kind of do things on a whim. I don't think people buy tickets a ton.
It's not a family environment either, because you can't take kids into these casinos. They have to keep walking. They can't stop. So it was like, did you do it? But the old WrestleManias did okay back in the day, and people said in Las Vegas. I was like, yeah, that was because more of the families went. Now you got a different breed of people that are going to these shows, and I just think maybe Vegas might end up hurting them from where they're holding this WrestleMania. We'll just see in terms of the numbers, but also $450 for nosebleeds.
That's
ridiculous.
Crazy. All in tickets in Texas. I was gonna go before all this stuff happened with my dad. I was supposed because like it's on my bucket list to see Kenny and Okada wrestle each other. I got to see Ospreay and Daniel Bryan have the match in person, but seeing Kenny and Okada have a match in person is like bucket list. But they're cheap tickets to All In are very reasonable, which is good. My tickets to AEW Dynasty last year for nosebleeds were like $300. It was terrible, and it was a smaller arena in St. Louis too, but it was basically sold out. So, but let me ask you this question: do you think that WWE leans too much currently on the big run in, or like the last two main events have been tribal rules or whatever, right? So it's kind of been, who cares about in ring? It's all about the Undertaker showing up, or this guy running in, or this guy running in. So do you think that if Cody and Cena just have a match and nobody interferes, no one runs in, no Stone Cold, no The Rock, no nothing, do you think people would shit on it?
I mean, I don't see how you can put a belt on a guy that's getting ready to retire. I don't see putting the belt on Cena just to end the Cody thing. I think Cody needs to drop it to somebody else. But run-ins and interference have been a part of wrestling since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I know. I don't think in a match.
Yeah, no, not that many in every match, but I think it's
every
a lost
pay-per-view,
art.
you know.
Yeah, I think it's a lost art to interfere, especially big house shows. I think we need more big time matchups that end in a DQ or something like that, like we used to do in the old school, because you want to see a great match, but you necessarily don't want somebody to get pinned to lose their momentum. But you can have people interfering, which draws more storylines, which gets this guy involved, this guy involved. But I think your big pay-per-views are all about what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I don't think you want to overkill in it, but when you have the shot of bringing Stone Cold Steve Austin in, I don't think you pass that up.
I agree with what you're saying. I feel like a lot of run-ins today are based off of saving someone's win. So I don't want to lose clean. You know what I mean? Oh, we got to make him look strong, and they don't. So the run-in has no purpose for furthering a story. The run-in is to protect somebody.
Right. Gotcha. Well, man, I've loved having you on. Hopefully you'll come back soon and just talk some wrestling stuff one time.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'd love it. I'm so excited to talk to you again, and to get in here is super cool. I appreciate all the comments and everything, and hopefully some people send some emails and we can talk further about stuff.
I need to get back on your list and get some. I have probably 5 that I need to get made or whatever. But guys, hit him up. Follow him on Instagram. Turnquist Figure Belts on Instagram. This is his email where he does the business. If you're talking with a guy on Instagram, it's not him. He has somebody run his Instagram because we're old duds and we don't like messing around with all that stuff. And especially it's a NASA entry exam trying to post on Instagram anymore with 5 things you got to click. But Turnquist Figure Belts at gmail.com. That's how to get a hold of him. Be nice. Be respectful. Don't demand. He'll hit you up when he gets things done. Be patient. He's got a sick father that he's dealing with. He's in our prayers. I did want to say to you, for the fathers that are out there, or if you got a daughter, you know, I'm in hospice care myself because of an illness that I have. But this is a great thing. If you still have your dad alive, pick this up. It's like $9 on Amazon. It's all questions that your dad, or you can ask if your dad can't fill it out, but it's all the questions about his life, his siblings, trivia, his memories growing up, the family tree, things that he did growing up, your family traditions, your thing that most reminds you of your mom. It's just all questions that you would ask your dad. Everything you wanted to know. What house did you live in? Who was your first friend as a kid? Everything that you'd want to know about your dad. My parents are gone. I lost my mom a little over a year ago, and my dad in 2019. And I wish I had books on both of them like this. Even though I remember a bunch, with my head issues and with my brain disease, I lose stuff every day. And I wish I had this stuff. So if you had a father that's alive and good, or one that's sick, pick this book up. There's one for moms too. Get them to fill it out. Trust me. And if you're a 16 snot-nosed punk kid, you're going to want this when you're not a 16 snot-nosed punk kid, and find out all about your parents and whatever. And I recommend it to you too, Dan. You might know everything that's in here, but there's some questions in here that I wouldn't have even thought of letting my daughter know.
No, that's an awesome idea. I wish I would have known about this sooner, because every day in the hospital, my dad just asked him different questions about random stuff growing up, because it was like, that was one of the only times you get to that's all you can do. You know what I mean? Sit in a hospital bed. All you can really do is talk about.
Well, get it now. It's $9 on Amazon. Pick this book up and go fill it out and sit down with your dad, and it'd be an awesome thing. And we hope he gets better and continues to be your neighbor for a very, very long time.
Hopefully so. I appreciate that, guys.
Thanks so much, man. Everybody, please give it up to Dan. We'll see you again. Thanks for all the great stuff that you do. You're a very talented person. keep doing it up. Keep being at a hobby. Don't get blowed out on it, because I think you're the best guy to go to for this stuff.
I appreciate the hell out of that, man.
All right, man. We'll see you again soon. Everybody give it up for the big dog. Have a good one, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I came in late, a little fashionably late today, you know.
Does that seem a bit low?
Go do it again.
Let's try that again. That did not seem loud at all.
That's a little lower than normal.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Interesting. But hit him up. That was his email. Turnquist figbelts@gmail.com. Hit him up. Great guy. Enjoyed having him on. That was pretty fun. He's a good guy, and I'm gonna hit him up with a text and see if I can't get on his list to get some stuff made. It's pretty cool. I like his stuff a lot. He does a wonderful job. And if you guys are out there to the program, hey, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. Just go down right now. That's all I ask. Just click the like button. You don't have to share it to anybody. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. We would like to, because your comments and all your questions are part of the show. But make sure you like and subscribe. We are only about 21 away from 1,500 subscribers. So get subscribed. We give a lot of things away. It's a Belt Hobby podcast. We have it's for the hobby, about the hobby, about a little bit of wrestling, about the figures. We have all kinds of great people on here. We have another cool person that's going to be on the program this coming up Friday. So we're going to tell you about that in just a minute. But how you doing, man? Feeling a little bit better?
Yeah, I'm doing, man. You know, I'm one foot in front of the other.
Is the audio ever okay with everybody else? Everything just seems right now to be low. The software has been screwed up with StreamYard. When I use it with OBS, they messed up everything. They added some different stuff, and they just messed up everything. And everything just seems a bit lower. It doesn't seem, I don't know,
Not as poppy.
Yeah, I mean, like even your volume is down.
I'm one line, about a line and a half from the top
it
max
got
volume.
It got you way down. All right, now talk.
How about now? You
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, you're a lot better now.
All right.
Yeah.
So how was your Tuesday? How was the Tuesday?
Not bad. Everything just hanging, doing some stuff. Yeah, we need some Dusty finishes. Hey, appreciate that, Ben. That's good. Yeah, say his prayer for his father. Yes, he does some great work. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, because we had interviewed him on Facebook when we just were only on Facebook stuff. Yeah, it is hard, Chris. I know that. It's not easy. Do you need the email again there, buddy? If not, it's turnquistfigbelts@gmail.com. If not, you can message me and I'll send it to you. Appreciate it. It's something you have. As a kid growing up, you never think about all these things until your father passes, and then you find the same things that you're doing as your father. You mature. And as we mature, we miss. And I talk to my parents every day. They don't answer, but I still talk to them. I say things to them and walk outside and talk to them. And I find myself doing the same things. Awesome. That my dad did. Like when my dad would go to bed, I used to laugh at him because he'd go over, get him a sip of water from the sink. And then he'd make sure the sink was tight, and then, that the water was off all the way. And then he pushed the refrigerator, make sure it was shut. And then he get shut, and then he'd go over to the door, make sure it was all locked. And I do the same exact thing. It's hilarious. Do any of y'all do that? Do you do it?
Yeah, you learn. You pick up the little idiosyncrasies from watch.
Yeah. Is the applause to everybody like this applause? Is that as loud as it normally is? Because it should be as loud as this one. That one's louder, right?
Yeah, that was louder.
Yeah, something. I apologize. They messed up everything. They've added some new stuff to it, and it's like reset everything. StreamYard, quit being such a freaking ass stuff, man. Leave stuff alone in the side there. When you reset stuff or you add new stuff, it resets everything. And when you integrate it to OBS and try to use OBS, all right, no problem, man. If you wanted to join in, you can. Yeah, he was. That's awesome. Yeah, it does a bit low, appear a bit low. I'll have to fix it. My apologies for that. But hey, I wanted to let you guys know. Hey, our main man Steven Hammer has a great YouTube channel. I want you guys to all check it out. Does reviews on all different types of belts. It's got a plethora of videos on there. It's got a great following. You know, he's part of the DDK team in the background helping us with stuff, and he also does our Saturday special interviews. I don't know if he's going to be on Friday. No, I think he might be, but you'll be here Friday with our interview, right? Because we don't have a show next week. We do not have a show next week, next Tuesday, but we do have a special this coming up Friday, and it is with a pretty cool guy. He's a belt maker, great hobbyist guy as well. And we can't wait to have him on the program. It will be Groovy G. Groovy. March 14th. So turn on your wrestling while you got your wrestling on. We tried to do it on a Saturday, but Friday works out best with him. He's in Australia. So it'll be 1 o'clock there when we do it. This Friday night, 9 p.m. Special episode of Double Dropkick Podcast. And like I said, next Tuesday we don't have a show. So after this Friday, the March 14th, the next show will be on the 22nd. And we'll remind you guys of all that. Because as you guys know, we have moved to Saturday. That's right. Double Dropkick moves to Saturday nights.
Cannot wait.
It's going to be fun. Going to have a lot more people on, a lot more guests, a lot of cool people on. But next, this Friday night, Groovy G, 8 p.m., you don't want to miss that. Hey, I wanted to show you guys this and see what you guys, there's a couple comments kept up on. Yes, it hits different, and it's a good thing just for you guys to fill out and then give to your child as a gift, or the other thing, put it and hold it up in a safe or a will, and it's given to your children afterwards.
Yeah, I like that. I love that idea, because what I did was I started an email, and I'll just randomly email the email thoughts and whatever, just so there's something.
Yeah. What's up, Austin? How you doing? Yep. Pretty cool. Check out this bonehead move. Don't be this type of person when you mail something. This was just
Wow.
I saw this come across my feed. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wow.
What is your problem? Why would you mail something like this?
I would love to know who mailed this, because I really want to know his thought process. Like, you know, when you get a package, we all mail packages, we all ship packages, and you're done. And like, you look at it, you're examining it, like, okay, it looks safe, it looks secure. You give it the jiggle test. Like, I want to know this dude's thought process.
It's like, and you think you're not getting whatever. Let's see, this is a large flat rate. You weren't charged large flat rate with that unless it fits in the box exactly like it is. No, they're going to remeasure it, and then they're going to charge you priority mail because it's all priority over it. We're going to charge you priority mail to whatever that size is. So you're not saving anything either. So why be this type of person? Go and get a box. Be proper. For me as well, I don't fold my belts when I ship them. People don't want their belts folded sometimes. I don't like it because you could put a big old crease in it depending on the leather and stuff. Go get you even a 12 by 12, but most of the time a 14 by 14 box. They're at Walmart. They're like $2.50. Get you some bubble wrap and put on the bottom. And when you put a belt in, put it face down in, and then you roll everything in there, and then you have stuffing in beneath, and then you roll the two pieces down on top, and then you put bubble wrap on top. That's how you should send your belt. So I've seen other people sit it in there like that. No, you can do a lot of damage to the bottom of the leather. Some people don't like that. You sit it face down onto the bubble wrap, wrap this in bubble wrap, sit it down face in, and then roll your entries in, and then put the stuff up around on top. That's how you need to do your belts. Stop doing this. Because I tell you what, if it comes all messed up and damaged and this, that, and the other, I'm going to be irritated with you.
Well, that's just no effort. It's past no effort.
Yeah. It's just terrible. Appreciate it, Austin. Yeah. I cannot. And look at how much of the belt is exposed by those cracks because of the belt. I mean, it's just. There's so many. I'm sorry if this was you, and I can't remember who I cut out all the stuff not to, but you stupid. And then we've also talked about on here, when you're shipping a belt, always offer the person insurance if they want to buy it. If they don't, then if something happens to it, it's not on you. They passed it, and get that all in writing. I'm seeing far too many things of people having issue with shipping, and especially now with what's going on with the United States Postal Service, and I guess how they're treating, which some people say it's getting better. I did read some updates from the United States Postal Service that they are doing some different restructuring in a couple of states, and one of them is in Indianapolis, and one of them is in Atlanta. So they're going to get it worked out, and it's going to be better. But have that protection. Offer that protection to your person if they want insurance. You want insurance? No, let them decide that, this, that, and the other. It's not on your responsibility to pay for that unless you want to add that into the shipping. Because it's, gosh, for $1,000, it's what? I think $1 something.
Yeah, it's so minimal. It's under $5, man. It's under $5 for $1,000.
Or just be the proper person and do it. Yeah, yeah. And I ask when I've had to get in I had it one time something happened like this, and I mailed it right. It came up similar. I didn't even open it. Mailed it right back to the person. Yeah. Well, they need to privatize the post office. The government doesn't need to be in any business of running anything to begin with, except protection and that type of thing. Yeah, Deuce does. He's always looking for a reason to not do that. Yeah, he does some great videos. Check out Deuce Legends on YouTube. Does some great review stuff. But yeah, don't be this person. Just don't be that person. That was just, I could not believe that when I saw that. That's just a terrible thing to do. But hey, let's hit when do we get the picture of the week?
Let's do it.
Yell it. Come on, you got to yell. Roll it.
Roll it.
Tonight is a very, very cool picture. absolutely stunning picture. I have shared this on our Double Dropkick Instagram. This one is an absolutely stunning belt from Colin Nugent of C4 Authentic Belts. Check out that.
UP4. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Absolutely. That's how you take a picture, folks. And all you did is go down to the beach, sat it down, took a picture with a belt stand, and that's how you do it. That's beautiful belt. That's what I love scrolling on YouTube and seeing. But absolutely stunning belt. Colin of C4 Authentic Belts. Got to check him out on Facebook and the website. But beautiful picture. I could not pass that up when I saw it. Phenomenal job. He'll be on the program in 2 weeks, the first weekend in April, I believe. But Colin, thank you for the picture of the week. That was pretty awesome.
Beautiful picture.
That applause seems loud, right? That one seemed
a little better.
This one, yeah, I've done something. That one's loud.
That one's yeah.
Sorry, like I said, I've got some new debuts and some new things coming for the 20-second picture, so I've messed around with a lot of stuff. So that's probably the Audio Plus stuff is on me. That was not on them. But beautiful picture, outstanding. I love that picture. He does a fun. If you want to see some beautiful belt pictures, the C4 Authentic Belts page on Facebook is a page to go to. He has some absolutely stunning stuff on there. Did you see this over on Collision? I wanted to, as you know, when I see crap stuff, I'm going to put it on here. And this was absolute crap wrestling. And I get the style of wrestling, but I've seen it done 10 times better than this. And check this out. This was just absolutely when you watch it. Watch how they telegraph almost a second ahead of their stuff. Like right here. Man. Oh, let me fix my mask. Oh, I'm going to do a camera. What's that? Oh, you run by me just for me to do this. And then
there's no rhyme or reason with all the flipping. It's
Watch him here roll off of him by himself. Oh, no, I'm not going to pin you. And then I'm just going to do that.
What is that?
What are you doing? Look, watch again. I'm going to pin you. Nope, psych. What are we doing? And it's not and it's not knocking on Uche because there's guys that get it down pat, this, that, and the other. So it's not the style. It's just you guys got it.
I again, but I just don't get all the extra flipping and stuff like that. Tell a story, but there doesn't need to be 3 somersaults and a backflip in between.
With the guy standing there, okay, just run right by me. You think Arn Anderson is going to let you run right by him without ramming or see, Diesel let you run right by him, like this, like they're like, watch, here comes the guy, watch. Okay, go on by. That's just
terrible.
So bad. Nope. That part right there. I'll pin you. Psych.
I like how they finished with the head flip. Hey, let's just finish with the head flip.
It's like, no. Hey, Mom, look what I can do. Watch. I can do it too. It was so bad. Oh.
That was terrible.
Yeah, let's see what the comments are fine here. It was that was bad. Yep. Took a couple of books in order. Took them forever. Well, at least you got it. Yes, stunning as always. Absolutely. There's a couple of people that have done the C4s on there. Somebody's asked me to do one. Yes, didn't the WWE released put a channel on YouTube with all the old some of the old YouTube videos. We'll talk about that here in a second. Yeah, it's like watching a circus show. Yeah, it's terrible. You can't. It's the same, douche. You can't convince me otherwise. It's bad, and I hope I don't see this kind of stuff going. It's just, yeah. If I was sitting in the front row, I'd be like, man, I paid for this crap. Yep. I'd be kind of irritated if that's the same stuff that you sent to me. But yes, YouTube has released, or WCW, excuse me, released that they have their own channel on YouTube, WWE or WCW channel on YouTube. You can watch full WCW matches, full episodes of Monday Night Raw and Thunder. Some complete pay-per-view events are on there as well. Class of Champions. All the good names are on there. It's all free. As you subscribe to the channel, that's free to do too. But I thought that was cool. I've been watching it here since they put it up. It's pretty awesome. I like that a lot. What do you think of that? Have you seen it?
I bumped into that actually the other night on accident. I was like, oh, so no, I totally watched that because I used to flip back and forth between Monday Night Wars and.
Yep. Let's get yeah, and they weren't wrestling. Yeah, that's the key to it. They weren't wrestling at all. So I guess this is what we're going into. Just these three.
Interesting.
I can make an argument it's one of the worst classes.
I'll give Luger, but
top notch. But I mean, at least when they've had more than two great people. I mean, she doesn't even deserve to be. She didn't even deserve to walk in the Hall of Fame.
Why not toss in Demolition? They just signed didn't they sign the legacy deal?
There's so many more people that you can put. I don't think. I mean, you don't have to have somebody signed with something to put them in the Hall of Fame.
But Michelle McCool, I mean,
congratulations, you were the first one that had the unification title. But other than that, nobody. I didn't even remember her.
She has zero memorable matches for me.
None. Yeah. Yeah, he might be. He might be. Yes. No,
for sure. Triple H is fine.
Nobody's knocking them too, but it's just a bit underwhelming that you couldn't more than 3 people we can't get in here. And it's just interesting. He's front and center.
Hey, you got to put the head of the class at the head of the class. So maybe they'll throw somebody else in.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like that. I hope so. I hope they get some more people, but it just felt like when they were already announcing where they're going to have it at another, that they're just rolling with this. And I'm all for Triple H being in there, but I think there's people that need to go in him before him. I mean, the Russians aren't in, and Ivan Koloff's not in. Demolition, Midnight Express need to be in. China individually needs to be in. There's a bunch of people that need to be in. No, the WWE has not put anything out that says the natural disasters. That was somebody you cannot find that on their official website or their official Twitter account. I've gone back and looked at that each day. Somebody had put that out there. That's a rumor and it's just been run with it. I have not seen the natural disasters on the WWE's. Everybody else has been named on WWE's thing. And that natural disasters thing's been out for about 2 weeks now. Somebody put together a thing. I think they've done it as a joke or maybe it was a rumor, but WWE has not officially announced that. Unless they did it today. It's not on their Twitter.
That damn AI crap everybody keeps doing now. You can't. I get fooled on Facebook all the time now with movies that I think are coming out, but they're AI generated. I'm like,
yeah, they're not on their WWE Twitter thing. It's not on there. It's just these 3 guys. and I'd be pretty like natural disasters. I don't. They weren't long enough to be a Hall of Fame. Is the best of the best, the pinnacle that you did it, longevity, long run, championships, everything. Natural disasters didn't have enough long enough run, in my opinion. Am I wrong for that?
No, you're definitely not wrong, and Mark's right too. I mean, to Michelle McCool to go in before China.
Yeah. China was the first female wrestler to win in WWE to pin a man, and also to win a man
to win the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah.
I don't understand it. And if I was Triple H, I'd be like, nope, other people need to go on before me.
Do you think it's some kind of weird, like, I don't know if it's a jealousy thing why China's not getting it, because Stephanie and Triple H's history with China, some kind of.
It has to be. There's no other reason than, and somebody needs to make a ploy to the actual owners now, because he don't own it. Stephanie doesn't own it. They have no ownership in it.
It's kind of like it was kind of like the unwritten little thing why Macho Man was never welcomed back into WWE, because the whole rumor was Stephanie and him.
Yeah, then he should have stepped aside, because she deserves to go in before him, because she's been long retired before he retired. I don't know. I mean, you want to sell some great tickets to an event or something, put a great, Hall of Fame. And they're like, well, we try to keep it small because no, tell these people, look, 5-minute speech. That's enough to do. Quit letting these people get up there and talk for 30 minutes. And other people, you can put people that are passed away and died. You don't have to have a speaker for them. You could have a video montage and for somebody not speaking for them, and just, they need to go in.
Like a legacy enshrinement, and you just give a little montage.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I don't get it. But I don't know. It's a joke, and you have all this money, and you're not going to build a place. Build a stinking place. Get it done. You have billions of dollars, at your thing, and you can't, But anyway,
sold Titan Towers pretty quick, though.
Say what?
I said they did sell Titan Towers pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's going to be an apartment complex.
Yeah, that's what I thought would be the perfect thing to turn into the WWE Hall of Fame. Everybody knew to it. It was easy to get to. It was, maybe because they wanted to put it more centrally located for everybody. But does anybody really care about the people on the West Coast? I mean, hey, we got Scammers Art. We got some dummies out there. They just try to keep it. They seem they tried to take out the program right there. They just tried to they know their stuff's good.
It was China.
They're trying to hammer in. They don't want us to go. So they're trying to hit us in there. This guy's in a couple groups, and he needs to be removed a couple groups. He was actually even in Wide World of Belts. He had never really posted in there until this came out about him. And he was removed 2 days ago when I found this out. But this dude here has now done this twice to people. Did it to, I guess, Shane Charles on here. Bought the belt. He did get this money from him, never sent it. Blocked him, did things. And he tried to buy a belt from, and I typed him in on Wide World of Belts, and he was in Wide World of Belts for the first time after 2 years of being in there. Tried to ask somebody, hey, is this still available? I'd like to buy it. And I was like, when I went to search him at that day, I was like, oh, he had posted the day before in the group. So he's out there, groups, admins. He's out there trying to do some stuff. But this is now the third person that he has done that from. One did not get their money back. 2 people did. So you are
a jerk face.
Yep. That's what you are. The other one that we have up here that you need to be aware of and make sure that you stick away from a bunch of pitch stealers out here. That's happened a couple times, and this one here, another two first name things again, and this person was in four of those groups that I showed you guys 2 weeks ago. This person, stop posting in those groups where people also steal your pictures. Stay in groups where, and this could have happened in anywhere else, but don't even post in those groups. Don't even show stuff off. No matter how many people are in there, there's people in there that just steal your pictures. Steve John stole these pictures. Even tried to do the little fake thing here with you see that picture there right here with the quarter on it. That quarter is the size of a baseball. It's got a quarter in there. It's
one of those rare quarters.
Yeah. It's one of those an elephant sat on, and Lincoln kept me with him. But stay away from this Steve John guy. And then we had another one here. Picture thief as well. Stole this from one of our viewers, Keith. And he posted it in the NWO group. Hopefully he's been removed or whatever, but those are stolen pictures. Stay away from this person here. Selling belts using pictures from Keith. So you make sure you want to stay away from that person as well.
At least he's using the disarming little baby picture as the avatar,
Yep. What's up? Hail to Pit. Oh, yep. And it says, how's it? Johnny, are you married now? Is Johnny married? Wait a minute.
Johnny's married to the game.
Oh, yeah, I'm married to money. Until there's a brick and mortar. Yep, I don't. If I missed, if you're married, Johnny, let us know. Daggone. Yep. Pitch thieves. I don't like them. Yeah, the two first names is a huge red flag, but stay away from this guy as well. And we have another one here. Where's
I have one I need to add too. He goes by the name of Dav. Steals Intercontinental Championships.
Where is it at? Where's the thing? Yeah, this one as well. Sold belts. Didn't mail them out. So you need to stay away from that. What's with the people with Eddie's? Eddie, the name Eddie. Gosh, y'all Eddies out there, y'all need to fight for your names and stuff. God, just taking out. So stay away from those folks that are doing that stuff. Stay on top of it. Share some stuff with some people. Now this what I thought was kind of funny. See if anybody understands. Don't buy from Mark Haggerty. I thought this was funny. Sorry that the names aren't here. And Mr. G, I'm not trying to pick on you, but I just thought this comment was funny. Anybody figure out what's wrong with this?
Is that a replica? I guess maybe he's just trying to clarify it's not a boot, even though it says Shop Intercontinental. So, I mean, just saying.
I got a shop belt for sale.
Is that a replica?
Shop belt.
Yeah, but is it a replica?
It's a shop belt.
But that goes along with a lot of this hobby, though. With a lot of people in this hobby, it's like playing in Who's on First. You just go around and around in circles with people.
Hopefully he found out if it was a shot belt. The last thing that I wanted to get to, we got last 3 or 4 minutes here. We gotta wait. Let's talk about whining little boys in the hobby crying about getting kicked from groups.
No. Yeah, if you stop sticking up for CS, maybe Ben, maybe then.
What happened? What happened?
Ben sticks up for CS a little too much, and he's one of their. We found out who the mole was, and it's Ben Walker. It's Ben Walker the mole, the CS mole.
What?
Yes.
CS is the best.
He stops the slander. He just stops the slander.
I want to know what
he uses his admin powers for evil.
Keep it drama free. Yeah. What happened?
That's just what I haven't been around much. So I'm just catching the tidbits, and Ben is evil. So evil. I heard Gary needs to make a comeback.
I don't see what you're selling, Johnny. No, Johnny said he's not married. Yeah, I need to find out what the story is. Do I already know that? Depend. Do I know about the story?
Is it about the one where the guy was upset that those NWA tags from CS and Ben kicked him out and now he's down to posting in the custom made crew about his bad experience with CS and his NWA belts because everybody's trying to cater and hide the real truth about CS?
I know they need to quit having to replay belts time after time after time to get extra time.
Well, apparently he got some NWA tags. This guy got some NWA tags that came and they were messed up and they've been waiting 5 years for. And it's been, it's in the chat. You had to have seen this.
No, I've been
2 days ago now.
3 days.
Okay, it's a few days now.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look. Yep, it was me all along.
And just if anybody's wondering, I'm joking. Ben's not. I know how people take things around. Ben is not the mole. So I just want to clarify that on air.
Yeah. If you get kicked out of a group, you didn't follow the rules, or they may not want you in there. But it's their rules. They have the right to put on their show. I mean, on their channel or page or whatever the freaking heck it is.
Podcast Mafia.
But I need to find out what the story is, and then we'll talk about it next time. How about we'll do that? I haven't spoken in 4 years. So he's mad at Ben because Ben kicked him out of a group, or he did not get kicked out of a group. I shouldn't comment on that.
Yeah, we'll get into this one. It'll be a good one to get into.
Oh, wait, is that juicy?
Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Huh. All right. Yeah.
You guys desperate.
Don't know nothing of the story. And so the belts. So what was the problem with the belts?
So the belts came. Things were falling off because the NWA tags had little garments on them and stuff. There's scratches all on the plates. There's little things falling off of the plates, and apparently CS told him, "Hey, don't even open the box. Ship him to there." He opened the box. It's this big ordeal. And this guy's going to every page imaginable, bashing CS. And then last time I seen, he's on the custom made crews page, trying to bash CS. Yeah, it's. I'll tag you in the thread.
All right, I need to get caught up on it. Apparently, I didn't know anything. Didn't even know anything about it.
And then it turned into
my head stuff. I don't. But hey, guys, Groovy G's on Friday night. Friday night. It's gonna be a fun show. You're not gonna want to miss it. We're gonna have Groovy G. We're gonna talk some wrestling. His belt that he makes, the Groovy G Big Gold. Groovy G replica belts.com. I think he's getting a limited stock. It might be done. I think he's getting down to be. So we'll find out how much he's still got left, if he's still doing it. But yeah, you need to get you on. It's a very, very affordable Big Gold. Come right. Need to get it. Cool guy. Can't wait to talk with him. There's a live video in CBB I did a few days ago. Oh, I got to watch it. I get kicked out of all the groups all the time. Oh, well, it's not the end of the world. Move on and get some Boom boom, if you know what I mean.
Gianni asked to see admin's wieners. That's why. I'd kick him out too.
And did you see our the new backdrop that we showed off tonight? Everybody seemed to like it.
I like it.
Everybody seemed to like it. Everybody seemed to like it.
I can dig it.
Yeah. Heel Grandpa has arrived. Watch out. And Ben started going after you. Ethan, we're going to see you Friday night.
Absolutely, sir.
Is it 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.? What do I have on here? Oh, it's 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Friday night. No, I had it wrote down 8 here, but it's 9. Make sure that you tune in for that. Yep. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I appreciate that. Ethan, appreciate it. We're going to see you Friday, man. Take care, buddy.
Absolutely, brother.
Ethan Thompson, everybody. You guys, make sure that you've liked and subscribed. We got a bunch of cool things coming. We have Double Drop Kick Reviews, a new show. We'll talk about that as well on the 22nd. We'll give more details on how that's going to work because you're going to be a part of that, giving reviews. It's going to be fun and cool, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun with that. And we've got the 22nd Wrestling World Express. That'll be our first guest on our Saturday show. As you know, this is our last Tuesday night show. So we are coming out Saturday nights, 8 p.m. on YouTube, starting on the 22nd. So no show next Tuesday. It'll be on the 22nd, but we do have a special edition of Double Drop Kick coming up this Friday. Want all of you guys to be a part of it. It's going to be a blast. Thanks so much for the Colin for the picture of the week. Thanks again to Turnquist. Had a great time with him. Hit him up, turnquistfigbelts@gmail.com, or on his Instagram if you want to order these awesome belts that this guy makes. He makes some incredible stuff. Maybe at some time when he gets caught up, we'll get some stuff to give away for him. We'll do that, and we'll have some fun with that. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. I can't wait for our Saturday show to debut a whole nother couple stuff, some more segments. It's going to be cool. Make sure you check out Spanning the Globe Thursday. Check out those guys over there. And check out C4 Authentic Belts. All of our cool reviews here on the channel. And follow me on Instagram and X, because we have a lot of fun. This show is a Belt Hobby podcast for you, about you. You make it all. And we thank you so much that we're almost at 1,500 subs. Make sure you like and subscribe. I want to tell you, everybody, that I love you. Make sure Friday night, Groovy G, 9 p.m. right here on Double Drop Kick. Put it on, and then put on the wrestling show, SmackDown, where you watch it. So you guys take care, stay kind, stay humble, and we'll see you this Friday night for a special edition of Double Drop Kick. Good night, everybody.